And I welcomes you all to this new lecture on some rules of a social worker, as you can see on my screen. So, in this lecture, you will understand different roles of a social worker that they perform in a society, in an organization. These are not all the rules, but some of the very professional roles of the social organizers. Like they act as a broker, they act as advocate, they act as case manager, educator, facilitator, organizer, and manager in almost any situation that feel the needs of a social worker in them. Yes, love begins at home, and it's not how much we do, but how much we put into the action that we do. Most of us have a pretty good idea of what we expect from a doctor, our teacher. For social work, the rules expectations are not quite clearly understood by the general public. Perhaps this is because there are so many professional rules in social work. The number and the diversity of the social workers' role provide opportunity for team creativity, for practice, and for many things. So yes, I'm going to discuss, as I already said, some of the many professional rules on social work. So the first of all is broker. The social worker is involved in the process of making referrals to link a family, a person to the needed resources. Social work professions do not simply provide information, they also follow up to be sure the needed resources are attained. That requires knowing the resources, eligibility requirements, fees, and the location of services. Second most important role of the social worker is advocacy and the advocate. In this role, social workers fight for the rights of others and works to obtain the needed resources by conceiving other on the legitimate needs and rights of the members of the society. Social workers are particularly concerned for those who are vulnerable, are unable to speak for themselves. Advocacy can occur on local, on country, and on state or international level. Some social workers are involved in international human rights and advocacy for those in need. Third is the case manager. Case managers are involved in locating services and assisting their clients to assess these different resources. Case management is especially important for complex situations and for those who are homeless, are elderly, have chronic physical or mental health issues, are disabled victims of the domestic or other violent crimes, are vulnerable children. The next is educator. Social workers are often involved in teaching people about the resources and how to develop particular skills such as budgeting, the caring discipline of children, effective communication, the meaning of medical diagnosis, and the prevention of violence. The other important role of a social worker is facilitator. In this role, social workers are involved in gathering groups of people together for a variety of purposes, including community development, self-advocacy, political organizations, and policy change. Social workers are involved as groups therapists and task group leaders, organizers. Social workers are involved in many levels of community organizations and actions, including economical development, union organizations, and research and policy specialists. One of the other important role of social workers is manager. Social workers, because of their expertise and wide varieties of applications, are well suited to work as managers and supervisor and almost in any setting. As managers, they are better able to influence policy change and our development and to advocate on a larger scale for all and privilege for the people. Social workers are the professionals and is a profession you can be proud to be. Thank you so much to listening this lecture. I hope to make next videos on it as well to make a complete understanding. And I am thinking that I should make other videos that will explain each and every role of the social worker. For instance, you can see on my screen as color role, broker, advocate, case manager, etc., etc., that we have discussed very briefly. I want to make separate videos to discuss these roles very comprehensively. I believe that these lectures are helpful for you to develop a healthy society, to make you aware from the situations in your society that we really encounter in. And there is a need for social sciences students as well as for other students to understand and to perceive these rules as personal as well as for the societal and mutual understanding, because these understandings are really important to make and to develop a healthy society and healthy environment in which all people are acquainted with what social work is, what is the role of social workers, and how they perform for the betterment of their society. Thank you so much for listening to this lecture. Thank you once again. Goodbye for that next video.